G'day, this is Bronc, and I'm going to show you how to use WeakAuras to remind you if you're in the wrong gear or the wrong spec. So, /WA for WeakAura. I'm going to use a fishing hat in my example. Naturally, if you are a Druid, you can't even see what you're wearing anyway, so it's not going to be noticeable if you've got the wrong hat on. I'm going to go to New Aura, and I mean, you can make it look however you want, really, but to keep it simple, I'm just going to choose text. New, I'm going to call it fishing hat. Display, type what you want here. Fishing hat. Make sure you click accept. And that's it there in the middle. Here is the size. I'm going to make it huge. And if you click on this bit here, you can make it more obvious for yourself if you want. So if I want a shadow, left, right, up, down, just to make it a bit clearer. Now that's display is what you want it to look like. Trigger is what's going to make this thing happen, or what's going to trigger it, obviously. It's not an aura, it's an item. And then over here, you tell it item equipped, type in the name of the item, which is Warcraft Pushing Cap. So we've got how it looks, and we've got what triggers it. Now you need to go into load and tell it when to trigger. Instance size type. Instance size. The first option you get, you can only pick one, but if you click on it again, you get a list. You don't want your fishing hat on when you're in any dungeon or any raid anywhere. So, you're going to tick everything. Except no instance. And that is it for the fishing hat. If we want to test it, let's go to Dungeon Finder. Follow a dungeon. This is a good thing to do to get free mage food as well. If you queue as tank or healer, there will always be a mage in the group, and they will always drop the table. But if you queue as DPS, there's a chance that you will replace the mage. Right, so if we test this now, I'm going to equip fishing hat. Puss. Now that's reminded me, I've got my fishing hat on. Now another thing you can do with this is to check raid spec. So quite often after raid night, either immediately afterwards or the next morning, people join dungeons, and then after the first pull, someone has to run back outside. Oh shit, I'm still in raid spec. So what you can do for that, you have to be in raid first, get into your raid spec first, and look for a spell that you don't use in your 5-man dungeons. So for Druid, that would be Innovate. I don't have that in 5-mans. I only ever use that in a raid. So let's go back to WeakAuras. New aura. Text. Display. I'm going to call this one Raid Spec. Big head. Whoops, because I didn't click accept. See what happened then? You have to click accept. There we go. Trigger. So this time it is a spell. Spell known. Innovate. Okay. And when do I want this to load? Instance size type. I only want it to load when I'm in a 5-man dungeon or in any PvPs. So arena, battleground, rated arena, rated BG scenario. You know, I want my raid spec when I'm in a raid. Raid. Leave them blank. So, because I'm still in raid spec, this is reminding me I'm in raid spec. We go back to my M+ build. That'll disappear. Another thing you can do, if you're mad keen on PvP and you're in and out a fair bit, you can make a PvP gear reminder. So, let's do a new aura. Text. PvP gear. Set. Trigger. So this will be an item equipped again. Item equipped. But it's going to be my trinket. Oops, I must stop wrong. You could do that too. Shift or left click. We'll put it in there. And instance size type. Again. I want this to remind me that I'm in PvP gear when I'm in non-battleground stuff. So raid. 5-man dungeon. So raid. Right, so if I'm still in PvP gear, there, it's telling me. Another reminder that I do need for myself is when I actually want my PvP gear on. So to set that, it's the same as what we did before with PvP gear, but you'll want it inverse. So we will duplicate that. I'm just going to call it PvP gear wanted. Tick inverse. And I want this to load in PvP. So arena, battleground, rated. And we can test this now. I will go Resto. So same, if you really want to get into it, I can probably make another one again to remind me if I'm in the wrong spec for arenas and BGs. Let's see how we go. Quick match. I'm not in my PvP gear. Rightio. Let's see if this works. There it is. Now it's telling me that I don't have my PvP gear on. PvP equip. And now it's gone. You can do this with anything. Whatever you can think of where you might struggle to remember. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Got to change my gear, that's why. What a noob.